Hey, don't mind me. I'm just pretending to not crash this 134-foot yacht into something. There's actually a captain that is required to drive this boat. But I'll tell you what, I'm in the Galapagos with my family this week, and today I'm making a video about how you can literally make money from anywhere in the world. Today's technology and today's opportunities have finally made this available. So if you've been looking for flexibility, the ability to make the kind of money you want without being tied to a desk, I got news for you. That's what we're covering today, including my favorite business to do away from home.
One shot, now the future is yours. Go! I'm turning dreams into reality. Yeah, it's one shot, now the future is yours. Go!
All right, while we're heading to our destination, let's talk about the problem that we have in the world. It's that we're trading our time for money. Check this out. Whether it's unrealistic expectations, poor management, unfair stress, or lack of upward mobility, the majority of people dislike their job. A global poll conducted by Gallup has uncovered that out of the world's billion full-time workers, an astronomical 85% of people are unhappy with their jobs. Now, I want you to think about that for just a moment. 85% of people don't really like what they end up doing. For me, I see that as a huge problem because part of the reason why you get money in the first place is because you're trading something for that money to create value. Well, if you don't like what you do, guess what? The value that you're trading is going to go down dramatically. I think it's one of the biggest problems that we have here on the planet. Yes, we have people that are starving, they don't have food, they'd rather have a job they hate so that they can pay their bills. But once you've got that under control, I hope that you're a subscriber here on my channel because I'm hoping to open up your mind to a world of possibility that says, hey, it doesn't have to be that way. There's so many options out there, and I'm going to share with you my favorite one today at the end of this video. So one of the things that makes this video possible is the pandemic. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the pandemic for the silver lining because before the pandemic, check this out, literally 6% of all global jobs had people allowed to work from home. That number has increased 87% post-pandemic because if you remember a couple years ago, everyone got sent home, there were people losing their jobs, and the job market had to learn how to adapt and say, there's gotta be a way for us to figure out how to trust our employees, our people, when they're actually working from home. I'll tell you, in my own company, we have tons of our people work from home. In fact, as long as they hit their critical drivers and their KPIs, we don't care where they work in the world. All I care about is where they're happiest. And you know what? A lot of companies are getting on that bandwagon and they're starting to realize we got to take care of people. Well, guess what it does? It gives you and I some mobility. It gives us the opportunity to maybe start working from somewhere outside the office. And yet that is still a minority. It's not the majority, which is why with today's video, I want to make sure that you understand what you can do to position yourself to have the time and the money, the flexibility to live the life that you want. The first thing that I do need you to understand is that you've got more options than you've maybe considered in the past. There's a chance if you're watching this video that you work for somebody else, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's called intrapreneurship. And maybe you own your own business, and that's called entrepreneurship. Let me help you understand both these definitions. Let's talk about entrepreneurs. These are individuals that create a new business, bearing most of the risk, and they get to enjoy most of the rewards, right? They get to keep all the profits after they pay all their expenses and they pay their people. Intrapreneurs are not starting a new business, but rather grow a company that someone else has already started. They are the hardworking individuals who constantly find ways to innovate and improve their roles, and sometimes the entire company. Like in my company, it's run by a CEO, Carson Tejan. He's an amazing man. He's spent the last, 7 or 8 years with me, followed my advice, has had me as a mentor in his world, and now he owns a lot of real estate, a growing portfolio. He's making more money than he ever has before. And guess what? His goal in life is not to own his own company. His goal is to grow mine. And that's true of most of the people that work for me. So it is possible to be an entrepreneur in today's world and work for a company that you really love, enjoy, and appreciate. I think the thing that is most important that you understand before I start sharing with you some of the options for allowing you to make money from anywhere in the world is that you should be doing what you love. And whether that's an entrepreneur or an entrepreneur, you got to be pouring your passion into something that you really believe in. You got to do something that you really enjoy. You got to create value in the world with something that you really love. And if you've got that, the rest of this video is going to make sense. However, warning, if you are watching this video and you're doing something that you don't really like, I'm going to tell you right now, you need to get out of that profession because you've got 40 years of working life. And if all you're doing is doing a job for the paycheck so you can pay your bills, you're operating at a very low consciousness level. It's going to sacrifice peace. It's going to sacrifice happiness. And frankly, with the passage of time, you're going to become grumpy. You're going to become nasty. You're going to become less likable. And ultimately, you're going to become not just a skeptic, but a pessimist. You know why? Because if all you do is work at a job where you practice being unhappy day after day after day, what destiny does that ultimately leave for you? A really unhappy one. So you got to get that fixed. And again, at the end of this video, I'm going to show you a really cool way that you can do that. Now listen, I've prepared some really powerful information, golden nuggets, I hope, for you in today's video. But before I launch into that, let me just help you understand a little bit more the why I'm making this video in the first place. Like, you already know that I'm on a private yacht for a week with my family. We're about to hit Punta Moreno. We're about to go snorkeling with sea turtles. And I hear that there's dozens of them in this area. And I gotta tell you, my kids and I, we love animals. We're a fan of animal life, and not seeing them in zoos, but in their natural habitat. I hear that this is one of the top snorkeling sites in the world, and I can't wait. And you know what? I'll probably share some of the footage with you, because what I really want you to know is that the video today, if you execute on the information, it has the ability not just to give you mobility, but the kind of finances and even time freedom where you can enjoy this amazing, incredible planet, or more importantly, taking your money and doing the things that you value most. Now, one of the things that I need you to take note of right now is that most people will pigeonhole themselves, and they'll say, well, if I'm an employee right now and I don't like my job, I think I would rather focus on getting a promotion or maybe a better job or switching jobs. But the solution that you're looking for literally might be found in becoming an entrepreneur. And I get it. There's all sorts of fear around this idea that, well, doesn't that mean, Kris, that I'm going to have to work a whole lot harder and maybe not even necessarily have it be worth it? I mean, I hear that a lot of businesses fail. Well, if you can for just a moment, I want to invite you to get really open-minded, because I want to show you a graphic from a book, an incredible book that Robert Kiyosaki wrote called Cash Flow Quadrant. All right, with this graphic on the screen, there's 4 quadrants, and you're either an E or an S on the left side, or you're a B and an I on the right side. Let me help you understand what this cash flow quadrant is all about. You see, if you're on the left side as an employee, it means that you're trading your time for money. But if you're also self-employed, that means owning a business, but you're doing all the work. Guess what? Now your job owns you. You're still trading your time for money. Even if it's even more money, it might not feel like it's worth it with all that work. The goal, whether you own a business that you're operating or if you're employed by someone else, is to figure out how to enter the other quadrants on the right side. So for example, B is a business owner. Well, Kris, that sounds a lot like being self-employed. It's not. Being a business owner means that you're not an operator. What it means is that you have a group of people in the business doing the tasks, and that's what pays you money. That is also residual and passive. And underneath that, you have the I category. This is the investor category. This is for people that say, you know, maybe I'm in the game of intrapreneurship. I love my career. I love my job. But the only way I'm going to create more freedom is if I become an investor, or in that top quadrant, own a business that I don't have to operate. Well, everyone can be categorized according to how they make money, and each of these quadrants come with their own strengths and weaknesses. However, the only way to regain your freedom and generate passive income is by becoming a business owner or a professional investor. So this is where I want to kind of crack the paradigm open for you right now. If you love your career, if you love the company that you're working for, you probably want to get on the right side by becoming an investor. If you don't really like what you're doing, then you should explore how you can own businesses, not operate, businesses that make you a lot more money than a job anyway. And in a moment, I'm going to share with you my favorite one. If you're a subscriber here on my page, one of the things that I want you to always understand is that it's not enough to just learn about wealth. You have to execute it until you actually get the benefits of it. Because what I'm doing out here this week in the Galapagos is so stunning, so amazing. And it comes down to the number one need that I have on this planet besides helping people. And that's making incredible memories. Literally feeling that incredible feeling of fulfillment from knowing that I got to do worthwhile things with the people that I love, that we got to make memories, that we got to see the world, that we got to do things. Again, I can't emphasize enough that you got to get connected to what drives and motivates you, because it makes experiences like this all worthwhile, to go through the headache of figuring out business, to figure out franchise, to figure out how to climb the corporate ladder in an intrapreneur situation. And that's why we do it. So let's talk about the easiest way to make money from anywhere in the world. No, it's not finding a job to see if they have the kind of flexibility that will get you there, but I'm talking about owning a business. And I'm talking about doing it the right way, where the business works for you. Just like with Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant, you want to own a business. You don't want to be a solopreneur where the business owns you. That's not very different than being an employee. So think about this for a moment. Okay, Kris, are you saying then that I should either go buy a business where I might need to know a lot of stuff to be able to do that, or I should start one from scratch? Well, I would tell you that buying a business can require some cash, and starting from scratch is a lot of work. And then I would agree with you that maybe you don't want to go down that road unless you have a lot of that natural intentionality. You've been reading books and you're really ready for it. There's a shortcut, and that shortcut is what I call a franchise. Now, a franchise is where someone already figured out some type of business. They've hammered out the details. They've figured out how to make it work before or post-pandemic, in a recession or outside of a recession. They've already figured out how to maximize its profitability. And now what they're doing is they're saying, wow, I'm onto something here. I've got this amazing business, and I got two ways that I could grow it. I could expand it myself and take decades, or I could license this business for other people to build in wherever they live. And if I do that, I'll be able to grow it the fastest. In fact, let me show you a really good example that I just did with a buddy of mine. So a buddy of mine, Mark, is a nautical engineer. He used to work on yachts like these, and he discovered a way to combine some of the most popular uses of a pool and put them all in one. Imagine for a moment a pool with a retractable floor, so with the push of the button you can make your pool disappear. Or what if you could have put in the resistance jets so that you could actually swim against a current? What if there was a jet put in there where you could literally surf inside your own pool? Well, he's figured out how to basically put in some of the most amazing features, and he just started that company 2 years ago. He's been building these really expensive pools, and I basically said, brother, you have no IP, intellectual property that can be protected. Someone else is just gonna copycat you before you ever get a chance to even leave the state. I said, if you franchise, then you could take that pool and you could have people all over the country, all over the world working with you to put those pools in. And instead, you would basically get a lot less of the money, but on potentially hundreds of franchises. Well, franchising is a way for someone to take a proven model that makes a lot of money and let someone else basically take over the opportunity. Myself personally, I'm involved with 10 different franchises, 10 different companies that I vetted, 10 different companies that are highly profitable. They work in up and down economies. Doesn't matter if there's a recession. Some are based in food, some are medical based, some are in the fitness industry. And what I love about franchise is that I have an opportunity to vet amazing companies that have already been through the learning curve. They've proven that they've got great profits, they've got life-changing products, they're either doing something highly innovative or they're doing something even industry-wise disruptive. And I keep a collection of these. I buy them, I participate them, and if you want to know what some of them are, hang out. Now, you don't want to get involved with just any business or just any franchise because some of them require your time. They want you to be there to run it. But remember, this video is all about how do you live somewhere else in the world or work from somewhere else in the world and still make the money. Write this down. You're looking for absentee owner possibilities or opportunities. Working from anywhere in the world and becoming a franchise owner with all the benefits of an entrepreneur adds you benefits such as using someone else's proven operating system, or support from a large network of other franchise owners, or free marketing for your company, or marketing, frankly, that's been figured out by the franchise company originally, or just even the brand recognition, right? A friend of mine, Dan Olson, he's actually a business partner. I remember when he took Massage Envy and he helped them get them in all the airports and basically get set up everywhere. That's now $1 billion company, and you have these franchise owners of Massage Envies. That's a great example of an absentee owner franchise where you can own it, but you don't have to live there. You could literally take the money you earn from it. You could live anywhere in the world. You could be on a yacht just like this. If you're gonna get in the game of franchise, don't just pick any old franchise. Instead, learn from someone that's been doing it for decades. My business partner, Dan Olson, has over 100 years of experience with his entire team, and for the last 30 years himself, has represented some of the biggest names that are out there in franchising. Today, there's a number of franchises that he's interested in and that he deals with because of where we're at in terms of the economy, the recession, and the kind of businesses that do really well. If you think that now might be your time to literally learn about launching off, heading out somewhere else in the world where finances are stacked in your favor because you've got something like a franchise that's making money for you, and not just one, but maybe multiple, then I want to invite you to click the link below. When you go there, you're going to learn about Dan Olson. You're going to learn about why I'm involved with him. You're going to learn about the top franchises today. And if you click the link and fill out the information, we'll have a member of our team in touch with you to help you understand what some of the hottest franchises in the world are right now. Hey, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope it was super informative. By the way, if you're not, become a subscriber, ring the bell, and the internet thinks you're gonna love this video next. Check it out. I'll see you there.